Hi everybody, Gare Smith, King of Shambhala, coming to you live. I'm going to talk to you today about a really incredible thing. There are a lot of people who say that Obama is the Messiah. I don't know what's wrong with these people. These are mentally diseased people. Now there's one guy who has made this video. He's called Michael Eric Dyson. This is the guy here. Michael Eric Dyson. He's really crazy. He says Obama is Jesus. Here, let's listen to this guy.
After the grisly, brutal, terroristic execution of Mr. Foley, President Obama was calm, but you can tell he was upset. And this is wrong. And this kind of passion. Calm, but still upset with the fact that this is occurring. Now, Eric Holder is great. Let me tell you what. Eric Holder, one of the, five most powerful black figures ever. Obama, Holder, Clyburn, William Gray. These figures have been extraordinarily important in politics. But you know, I'm a Christian preacher, and God finally said, look, I can't send nobody else. I got to go myself. And I ain't saying that Obama's Jesus, but for many of his followers he is. But I'm saying, show up, dog, and show us that you are seriously committed to the interests of your people, because your presence says something louder than even your words.
I think we got to go, Reverend Dyson, because you just made the sentence, I'm not saying Obama is Jesus, and I don't want to get written up for that. Thank you to Michael Eric Dyson.
You see that these are just total clowns. Both of these people. But when I saw this video that came out like 4 days ago, it just hit me. It hit me so clearly that Oprah Winfrey had said Obama is the one. She was doing campaign stops for Obama, and there are 3 videos of her stumping for Obama on the election trail and saying Obama is the one, which Obama is the one means Obama is God, Obama is the Messiah. He's the second coming of Jesus. So Oprah Winfrey is completely crazy, but this guy is crazy too. But then you have other people like Louis Farrakhan of the Nation of Islam. He said Obama is the Messiah. He said Obama is the Messiah. The Messiah is definitely speaking, or the Messiah is absolutely speaking. I'm going to get some friends of mine to make articles, and then we're going to put all the videos. We're going to put the video of Louis Farrakhan. Then there's also Jamie Foxx, who said, pray to Obama, praise Obama, our Lord, our Savior, Barack Obama. These people are not in total control of their minds. These people are just crazy. I mean, those are 4 black people. Why do they do it? It's just because Obama's black. He has no qualifications for being Messiah. There's no reason to call him Messiah. There's only one reason. It's because those are 4 black people. So they're calling him the Messiah because he's black. That's all. There's no other reason. I'm going to try to get Jay Will. I'm going to see if Jay Will can make this article, and we're going to put videos of those 4 people, Louis Farrakhan, Oprah Winfrey, Jamie Foxx, and this guy, Dyson. Now, in this article here, which you have in front of you, Jay Will is presenting me. He's presenting who I am. Because I've been fighting against Obama for 6 years, and I've managed to gather a group of people together. And now I've made a website with the links to all those people, like Jay Will and another person at Before His News that everybody knows, who's called Lynn Liaz, and then another 50 people who have made videos saying Obama is the Antichrist. Now, I'm going to explain a little bit like where I come from. I've studied Tibetan Tantric Buddhism. That's why my name here, my handle is called King of Shambhala. King of Shambhala talks about the Kala Chakra teaching of Tibetan Tantric Buddhism. Now, I follow Tibetan Tantric Buddhism because it's the highest culture in the world. And I did Tibetan culture and language at Paris University in France. And then I did 28 years of post-university research on Kalachakra, which is the apocalypse deity. It's a deity of Tibetan Tantric Buddhism, which talks about the apocalypse and gives the prediction of the apocalypse. And it gives a very clear description of the demon, which is exactly the same description as Obama. I did one 8-month retreat, meditation retreat on a tantric deity called Dorje Naljorma. And I did that in 77, so that's like 25 years ago. And 25, 35, that's 35 years ago. That's when I was just a very young person. I was very young, and I did that meditation retreat. And after that retreat, I realized that I'd have to express my spiritual experience in some way or another to share that with people. And I got around to sharing that on internet, like everybody else. I bought a computer and then went on to internet and started sharing my experience in various ways, particularly to Buddhist people. I had no idea of sharing this to the world. Now what I'm doing is sharing this experience about Obama and the Antichrist to the whole world, the Christians or Chinese or any Russian, no matter, it doesn't matter. Because it's talking about the apocalypse for everybody. But at that time, before like 2007, and before that, I was just talking to Buddhist groups. I went to Buddhist farms and talked to them about Kalachakra, which is a Buddhist deity. But then suddenly in 2008, right after Obama was elected, I had been like mildly involved in being against Obama on the internet because I found out that he was a Muslim. In his school registration in Indonesia, he was a Muslim. So Islam is the worst thing existing in the world. So I was against him. But then suddenly, after his election, I saw that the lottery drew 666 in Chicago, in his hometown, the day after his election, which is the number of the Antichrist. So, I mean, for me, that was it. I've been involved in revealing that Obama is the Antichrist in 6 years now. So, basically, that's it. Now what I'm doing is these people who are saying Obama is the Messiah, I'm just calling them out. And I'm saying Obama is the Antichrist, and that's it, basically. Now, things are coming to a head. You can see that there are a lot of biblical prophecies which are coming true. Like Israel has just signed a peace with Hamas in Gaza. And also that's the signal of the apocalypse, because that means that the Antichrist rises to the throne of Israel. You can see there have been a lot of wars in Israel. They've had wars like every 10 years for the last 70 years. And every time it was the American president who stepped in to support them, give them weapons and to support them. They've been supported by America throughout, but they've also been supported by other people. And this time around, it's Obama. The latest war has been made by the Israelis with weapons given by Obama. So it's his victory. I mean, Obama is on the side of Israel. So with this peace truce with Hamas, it's Obama is the new king of Israel. I mean, he's the top dog. He's the guy who gives them their weapons. He's the guy who funds them, and he's the guy who supports them. He protects Israel against the Muslims. So this is his victory, basically, because in the Bible it says the Antichrist is a false man of peace, because it's a phony peace, and it's a phony victory for Obama, because he's not a man of peace. He doesn't want people to have peace. He wants people to kill each other. That's all he wants. He's done the Arab Springs, and he's not very vocal about this peace with Hamas, but it's still his, because he leads from behind, right? And so, okay, so he's going to get this peace. He didn't want it. He gets a victory. He didn't want it. Obama doesn't want it. He prefers to have people kill each other. So there's this phony peace which Obama didn't help at all. But still, it's his peace. So he's gonna be credited with. I mean, Carter wanted peace. Clinton wanted peace. They tried to get the Israelis and the PLO together. They never managed to get these guys to make peace together. Never managed to get them to make peace. Now Abbas and the Fatah in West Bank, he's ready to do peace at any cost. You know, they'll just give them the peace for free. Obama has come at a time when peace was easy. Peace was easy with the Fatah. They managed to get the peace with Hamas, but not by Obama's doing. It's because the Israelis really bombed Gaza out of the world, so that they had to make peace. But the sign is there that the peace is there in Israel. So that's Obama's peace, and it's a phony peace. He's a false man of peace. That's exactly what the Bible says. It's a phony, cheapo peace. That he didn't want the peace. He gets the peace. He's a man of peace, but he's just a thug basically. So that is realizing. Now there's another part of the prophecy which says when the Antichrist will come, he'll rise on the throne of Israel, and he'll I mean, he doesn't have to build the second temple. I mean, he's got his victory. So he's the boss in Israel. So that he's rebuilt the third temple. He doesn't have to build the temple, get some cement, and start putting some bricks together. That's not what the Bible is about. The Bible, you have to interpret the Bible. Obama has risen to the throne of Solomon. He is now the king of. The Antichrist has now risen on the throne of Israel. It's done. Because of this peace deal, that's part of when it's going to happen. Then there's another thing. There's going to be 3 armies are going to league together to attack Israel, but then those 3 armies will destroy each other. You can see what's happening in Syria. It says also that Syria will be completely destroyed at the time of the apocalypse. Syria is completely destroyed. Now they're going to fight in Israel between Assad and the Kurds and Baghdad are all going to attack this ISIL. And that's really interesting. Another thing which is very interesting is that the name of Syria is Sham. It's called Sham. And my name is Shambhala. So there's a link between the Kala Chakra and Syria. You see, Shambhala, king of Shambhala. Sham is actually the old world word for Syria, which went from the Mediterranean all the way to the Persian Gulf. Like all of Baghdad and all the whole Tigris and Euphrates River, the 2 rivers of Mesopotamia. That's all part of that greater Syria. It's called the Greater Syria. And so that is also called Sham. So there's a link, and I can get back into the details of that link in other videos. If people request that, you can just know that the Mongols destroyed Baghdad, which was in the Sham, in Syria, the Greater Syria, Baghdad. The Mongols completely razed Baghdad in 1258. And those Mongols were Buddhists. The Mongols were not, let's say, pure Buddhists. They're kind of like they're like a mixed, kind of like a mongrel form of Buddhism, because they also practice their animistic, their traditional Mongol religion. But we can say that that Mongol king, the Khan, he was basically a Buddhist, and his teachers were the Tibetan lamas. And the Tibetan lamas in Tibet at that time when he invaded, they were the lamas of the Sakya school. And the Sakya school are the propagators and the practitioners of that particular deity called Kalachakra, which is my specialty. I belong to the Sakya school also. So there is a link to Syria because this Mongol destroyed Baghdad, completely destroyed Baghdad, and he completely destroyed Islam. Islam was just cut down to size because Baghdad was the caliphate. Now these guys are saying they want to create the new caliphate with the ISIS. ISIL. You see, when you use the word ISIS, I-S-I-S, the second S is Sham. Now they say L, I-S-I-L, with the L, Levant. But it used to be called ISIS. And so that Mongol king completely destroyed Islam. And so these jihadists, they wanted to go back to the caliphate, because caliphate was the flourishing, the most beautiful moment of Islam. That was completely destroyed by this Mongol. So you can look at the link there. The link is very clear there. So all these events are coming together, which show that the apocalypse is now, and the Antichrist has risen to the throne of Israel. Obama has risen to the throne of Israel. He's risen onto the throne of Solomon. Okay, now I am revealing that Obama is the Antichrist because of the 666 draw, and also various other things which show that Obama clearly is the Antichrist. There's no doubt that Obama is the Antichrist. And people are putting up a big fight. Before it's news, I've been going on about this very strongly for the last week, and I'm getting a lot of reaction that they are really resisting, because they really object to me saying that Oprah Winfrey was, and the others, Jamie Foxx and this guy Dyson and Louis Farrakhan, were saying that Obama is the Messiah. This is very disturbing for them, for the leftists, for the Obama fans. They're putting up a stiff resistance. So anyways, me personally, I am not a Christian. I am a Buddhist. So to talk about 666, to talk about the Antichrist, are things which go against the grain for me. For me, that's not my cup of tea, because I don't use those words. And in Tibetan Buddhism and in Kala Chakra, when we talk about the apocalypse, we don't talk about 666, and we don't talk about the Antichrist. We talk about the great war at the end times, and we talk about the king of Shambhala, who will lead the army of believers to defeat the army of non-believers, which will be led by a demon king called Krin Madi. And it gives a description of the king Krin Madi, and it describes particularly his faith. He has a faith which is made up of 4 religions, which he mixes freely, those 4 religions, because the Antichrist cannot, he's stupid, he's an ugly person, and he cannot distinguish between these religions. He's not capable of making the difference between Islam, Christianity, Judaism, and Manichaeism. Manichaeism is the religion of Iran, which mixes like Christianity, the religion of Mani, Greek religions, Hinduism, and Buddhist, very strong Buddhist influence in Manichaeism. So this demon king mixes this all together. Whereas me, the king of Shambhala, I'm pure Buddhist. Pure Buddhist. There's there's nothing, no clouds. It's pure sunlight. There's pure light, pure sunlight of Buddhism. There's no cloudiness. There's no obscuration. There's no shady. Nothing shady. It's very clear. Whereas the Antichrist, no, he mixes everything. Look at Obama. His name is Muslim, Hussein. That's the name of the nephew of Muhammad. He claims he's Christian. His cousin and brother and mother-in-law are all Jewish. He has Hindu amulets in his pocket. If you ask him if he's Buddhist, I'm sure he'll say, I'm sure Buddhism is perfectly okay with him. I'm sure that he'll go to a Buddhist temple and he'll go and pray at a Buddhist temple. No problem for Obama. He'll just go wherever the wind takes him. He'll go with the flow. He'll go with the flow. So you people, I'm telling you, I am revealing that Obama is the Antichrist. Now, I am not a Christian. I am a Buddhist. So using all these Christian words and everything it goes against my wish. It goes against the grain for me. So I'm reluctantly the messenger for this Christian message of 666 and the Antichrist, saying that Obama is the Antichrist. That I'm doing that reluctantly, because that's taking me out of my path. My path is just, I wasn't even going on to Christian farms. I never would have come to a farm like Before It's News. If I hadn't seen the number 666 that was drawn in the lottery in Obama's hometown, Chicago, the day after elected, I would never have been on Before's News. I would not be out here on the internet doing what I'm doing. But I'm doing it because I saw that this 666 number came up, and I realized Obama was the Antichrist. And so I decided to jump into this battle because it was urgent. There was so much urgency. So I did it. And later on, I looked back at my Buddhist books and I saw that Obama fit perfectly. And I realized that my battle as a Buddhist had to spill over into Christianity, spill over into internet, spill over worldwide into spread the message to China. It had to spill over. I had to spill over because the demon king was predicted in my Buddhist apocalypse. It says that he'll be a Christian. He'll be part Christian, part Muslim, part Jewish, part even Buddhist. So I realized that to fight this guy, I couldn't just fight him on a Buddhist field. I'd have to go and fight him on all his fields too. Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, on any field. Wherever he is, I have to face him. It's Armageddon. It's the war between good and evil. My role is to be the reluctant messenger. So that's what this video is about. This video is to say Obama is no Messiah, Obama is the Antichrist, and to present to you who I am. I am the reluctant messenger. You look at the Bible, you'll see that it's predicted that there will come a guy in the apocalypse who will be the reluctant messenger. That's me. I'm the reluctant messenger. So when you hear this, you go spread this message everywhere, because it's I'm bringing the message of the apocalypse. Bye-bye.